Hey everyone, Sam here from Wasted Potential Web, coming at you with a cooking food prep segment. What we're going to make today is oat milk, made in a sustainable way for all of you to enjoy. Let's get started. Okay, so this is what we have. We have some oats. These are instant or quick oats. They can be steel cut or rolled oats, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Some people say rolled oats are better. You'll need one of these things or just something to measure. So I'm going to measure out 1 cup of oats because the recipe that I followed, which I can certainly share with you, says 1 cup of oats for 4 cups of water is a good measurement. So this is half a cup. And then we'll put another half because I don't have a 1 cup measuring cup for some reason. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna wanna fill it with water. Just doesn't matter how much, just enough to soak all of the oats. Yeah, just get it nice and submerged. You just want it to be this sort of thing. Probably cover it too, just so nothing else gets in there and contaminates it. And then we're just gonna let that sit for like at least a half hour. You can let it sit longer, a day, a few hours, 30 minutes. Doesn't really matter. It just depends how oaty you want your milk to be. Okay, so we've let our oats soak for a while. It could have been 30 minutes, could have been a few hours, it could have been a day, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So now, you see, it kind of has like a milky sort of look to it. So we are going to take our fine mesh strainer, see, and we're just gonna pour out the water from here. Probably rinse your bowl out a while we're doing this. And rinse off your oats too, so that it gets all of the old gunky water off. The instructions that I followed, I believe, said to do something to this extent. Alright, just like give it a few shakes, get that excess moisture out. So we take that, put it into the blender. So now I'm gonna take a couple of medjool dates. I think the recipe that I originally used called for just 1, but I used 2 dates because I want it to be a little bit on the sweet side, so I can add it to smoothies and coffee. And next, we're gonna take this measuring cup, which has approximately 700 milliliters marked up here, and we're just gonna fill it with some nice cold water. Great. I know it's a little bit more, but the recipe calls for 4 cups of water, and it's not exactly 700 milliliters conversion, so I just give or take a little bit more. It might be a little bit more on the watery side, but I don't really mind. It's fine. Okay, add that to the mix. Now everything is situated into the blender. Got our dates, got our oats, got the water, and now we're going to turn it on high pulse rate number 2 for at least 30 seconds, maybe 45. Alright, we're gonna take a look at our mixture in here. It's getting really frothy. So that's when you know it's good to go. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, we have a nice piece of fabric here. This is a piece of muslin that I originally got when I started making almond milk, and I quite like it. It worked really well for that. I use it for oat milk. Okay, so now I'm gonna take our clean bowl that we used before. Gonna fit this to the bowl a little bit. I'm gonna take our nice creamy oat milk mixture. Sort of just pour it on in there. Just gonna start to fill up a bit. No worries. Should contain everything. You're gonna have some, it's gonna get really clumpy, it's gonna get really oaty. Don't worry, the bag is gonna keep it inside. So, should all be great. Alright, and when it starts to near the top, you're gonna wanna take the ends, sort of like fold them together. I know they make a lot of nut milk bags that already have the sort of cinch built into it, but I didn't really bother to make one for myself because I always just did it this way and it always seemed to work just fine. So, I mean, it takes a little bit of extra precision on my ends just to make sure it doesn't leak out as it's trying to already, but no worries, we got this. Just stick with it, stick with the program. Everything's gonna be okay. Alright, we just squeeze her in there. One thing I will say is that it does not have like extra preservatives or anything in it, so you're gonna wanna make sure that you use it up quickly, or else it is going to go sour or taste weird. A little funky. So I make this amount for myself. I use it for smoothies and it's pretty good for that. I use it for coffee because I don't have many vices, but coffee is definitely one of them. I wouldn't say I'm a caffeine junkie, I just like coffee. I'd brand myself as an amateur coffee snob. And because I care about where my coffee comes from, I also care about what I'm putting into it, so I just figure why not take this extra step, use less packaging. I don't have to buy a new box or carton of milk all the time. You can just use simple ingredients, get a good product in the end. So now we finally squeezed all of the milk out of our bag. It's a nice creamy looking sort of milky substance, and gonna do now, we have about a 500 milliliter bottle that we're going to take, put our funnel into it, and now we're just going to watch the magic of this milk becoming bottled. Yeah. So we have a little bit left over, so now we just put this right there. Grab our other bottle that we have here that actually has some milk in it from before. So there we have it. All right, we've reached the end of our oat milk making session. We have made 500 milliliters of nice creamy oat milk. Looks good. So remember that there's no emulsifiers or anything in this, it's just the pure ingredients. So anytime that you take it from the fridge, you're just gonna have to shake it up a little bit just to get the stuff off the bottom, get it all mixed up together. I had a little bit left in this one, so it was about this full, and so I filled it up to here. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to leave it. This has been another Wasted Potential ingredient making session, cooking thing. I'm Sam, and it has been a pleasure, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.